What's up, YouTube? Now you see the title of this video, and you see what I have on the screen here. The windows I have opened up on the screen. Now, I said in my last video that I was gonna break down Trump and more so how he's a puppet and break it down in gematria, how a lot of this stuff you see in the media is encoded with Trump, and more so showing how he is a part of the elites, right? For those who know about gematria, you already know what I'm gonna break down, or not really necessarily what I break down. You see what this is about, Black Ops 2. I'm doing because I'm doing my part 2 of my Black Ops 2 decode. If you haven't seen that, it's earlier video on my channel. I'm gonna intertwine that with Trump because I want to put it all together, right? Because it is intertwined with Trump, believe it or not, this game. And then I also want to go talk about Trump more, other stuff, right, outside of the game. So I'm gonna put it together. For those of you who know about gematria, you already know what this knowledge is. For those who don't, I have a channel at Gematria Effect News. Go check his channel out. He breaks this stuff down daily. If you're curious about it, you'll be able to see that this is not a bunch of, because everyone that, like, a lot of people want to say it's coincidence and you're making numbers add up. This is a lot of rebuttals we get in this community. So I just want to get that goofy stuff out the way. Go check out that channel, look at it. If you still think this is all coincidence and we're just making it add up, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know it may sound harsh, but you might be a little slow, so you might want to go get your brain checked out. But for those who have sense and know what this knowledge is already, and for those who want to learn, like I said, go check that channel out. Briefly going over what this is, it's gematria is the practice of coding numbers into letters and words. It's the Kabbalistic belief that God created the world using numbers, letters, and words, and it's real deep. It's a lot more deep stuff in terms of like how it intertwines even organically, because a lot of this stuff the elites use and they encode stuff, but there's an organic level to this when it comes to, I believe some sort of magic or even energy and stuff like that. And you can watch there's a video on YouTube that even goes into it, a very popular video on what gematria is. But like I said, to go check out Zach's channel. That's his name, Gematria Effect News. And he has a lot of content on this stuff. He has more, so that's why I have him added. But this Black Ops 2 decode, right? Getting into this game, because I'm going to do my part 2, and I've been planning to do the part 2. So we're going to do it now and intertwine it with Trump more. I'm going to recap a little bit of what I went over in part 1, but you still should go watch it in depth, right? But understand that these video games and these movies are encoded, a lot of them, especially by these big companies like Paramount and a lot of these big, movie companies, movie conglomerates. These movies have deeper meanings. They're encoded with the gematria, with the number. Recapping this game again, what I did in my part 1. If you don't know about the campaign, if you're watching this, you probably should know a lot about Black Ops 2 and the campaign and whatnot and the story behind it. But we know that Raul Menendez, right, is the main antagonist in the game. He is the villain. He's trying to destroy America, right? That's his mission, because he got beef. He's crashing out in the game, right? So I'm going to just hop right into this. And when you look at this, if you think this all a coincidence, then I guess you just, I don't know. Maybe you really believe that everything could just be a coincidence and you're not curious to investigate. But for those with sense, you will come away with this with a better understanding of things and a curiosity to learn what's really going on in this world. Trump is not gonna save nobody. His mission has been set for the longest, right? Now understand, this game came out in 2012. So what I'm about to get into, you can't say this is all coincidence. What this would show is this was planned for Trump to be president before he was planned to be president. It shows that the elections are rigged also, to even show that. But like I said, Raul Menendez is the main villain, and Donald Trump represents Raul Menendez. Going over some of this again. How do I know this? If you put Raul Menendez, right? Raul Menendez in the gematria calculator, and you put Donald Trump. Now you see all these ciphers. These are just a bunch of ciphers. These are the ciphers that are part of gematria that are a lot of these ciphers are very, very they go back, this ancient. All this knowledge comes back from like ancient times, right? But you see what I have on the screen, right? Raul Menendez, who's the main antagonist of this game, Black Ops 2. Remember, this game is set in 2025, right? The year we're in now. So you see Raul Menendez and Donald Trump. You see it equals 60 in reverse full reduction. It equals 138. They have an overlap in the English ordinal. It has an overlap in Francis Bacon cipher, 190, 190. It has an overlap in the Frank Baconal cipher, 274, 274. It has an overlap in the Sumerian cipher, 828, 828. So, right there alone, you think this is a coincidence. For all the people that want to say coincidence, you think I made this equal this? You think I made these numbers add up like this? There's no way I could do that. There's no way I could do that. If you believe that, then you like I said, man, you need to really start to think more. Because there's no way I can make all this equal this like this and make it overlap like this in all these different ciphers. And understand when things overlap in different ciphers like this, that is more like a deeper meaning. It shows there's a duality and an energy to it. So for this to overlap like this is on purpose. They purposely had this be the case because it's a part of the it's a part of their predictive programming and a part of the how they do their their energy and whatnot in the terms of gematria and how they do what, like I said, predictive programming. So for all this to overlap like this, we have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, dude, come on now. We got 5 overlaps and 5 different ciphers between Raul Menendez and Donald Trump. Raul Menendez, once again, is the antagonist in the game, who's trying to destroy the United States. Understand that Trump's mission, he is going to bring about the end of the United States. It's not going to be the same after, him being in office. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. We're going to be headed into some very dark times. And a lot of people don't want to understand this because they want to glaze Trump. Like I said in my last video, you got all these people glazing Trump, caressing his nutsack, instead of understanding that a billionaire, man. I mean, it's like it's to the point to where it's getting so obvious that whoever thinks a billionaire is going to help you, that alone should make you think, like, why do we got all these billionaires in these high positions? And it's obvious it's an oligarchy. Like, it should make you really think, like, man, this system is corrupt. So that should alone have you looking at this stuff different. But like I said, man, with Raul Menendez having all that overlap, right? That shows you he represents Donald Trump. And I'm gonna show some more stuff. Like in the game, right? The organization that Raul Menendez has over him is Cordis Dia, right? That's the name of the organization that he has. It's his followers, right? Now, what does that kind of sound like? Trump has his little group, right? MAGA. Now what's interesting, once again, I guess this will be a coincidence for a lot of people, but if you put Cordis Dia in gematria, right? Remember, this is the organization that follows Raul Menendez in the game. That's his big following. And you put Trump in the gematria. What do you see? You see an overlap between Cordis Dia in the Jewish Ordinal Cipher 83 and Trump 83. Now you can say that, oh, that's coincidence, you're making it equal. How can I make that equal that? I made it equal that? Come on now. especially when we understand, we just looked at how Raul Menendez and Donald Trump have that overlap. And now we're looking at the organization that follows Raul Menendez. And if you put that in the gematria, Cordes Dia, like I just had, in Trump, they have an overlap in the Jewish, the Jewish ordinal cipher, right? The Jewish ordinal cipher. So understanding that, that's another thing to show you, okay, it's just more overlap with Trump. Now, here's something funny that's happened recently in the news. You've been seeing the stuff with Ukraine and how Trump's talking about the rare earth elements and all that stuff. In my first video, I showed you how Trump will crash economy, and it's really big how they keep talking about Trump crashing the economy, because they're repping you up for what's about to happen with this economy. But in my first video, for those who saw, you saw how Trump will crash economy comes out to 72 in septenary cipher, and rare earth elements comes out to 72 in the septenary cipher. And the interesting thing about that, right, is that in the game Black Ops 2, rare earth elements was a big thing in the game in terms of trade. So you think that's coincidence that overlaps when it comes to Trump will crash economy and rare earth elements? And that is directly taken from the game. That's literally what they called it in the game, was rare earth elements. That's verbatim. Comes out to 72. So I'm not really going to go too much over this in my first video, because honestly, you do need to go watch that video because it was long and I'm breaking stuff down. But I have some more stuff that I broke down recently, just that I'll add on to this. And then after that, I will get into the Trump thing, of just other things outside of the game that kind of show how Trump is, everything that you're seeing in the news, everything that you're looking at is all scripted. And you're not going to be able to just say all this stuff's coincidence, what I'm about to show you. But just to go into more stuff with Trump, right? Another thing is, we know his name is Donald, right? We know that, Donald Trump, right? And then Cordes Dia, again, if you put that in gematria, it does come out to 50, right? Cordes Dia 50 in the full reduction cipher, and Donald comes out to 50 in English ordinal. That's in the in these 4 base ciphers, right? Which are some of the most important ciphers. We have Donald 50 and we have Cordes Dia 50. Once again, I think that's a coincidence. His first name and last name have an overlap with that organization, which once again is kind of like the cult following that Raul Menendez had in the game. And we know MAGA is pretty much like a cult following. Really, it is. You MAGA supporters, y'all are cult members, bro. This is no different from a cult, man. But getting into other things outside of the game, and this really isn't necessarily a part 2 really more into the game, because there's more stuff I could go into the game, but I want to really focus on Trump stuff more outside of the game. I will probably do a part 3 where I really go more in depth on the game, probably for my final video, talking about the game, because I need to look into the campaign more and watch more of it, so I can really break that stuff down more. But going into more stuff about Trump, just to show you more how this stuff works and how this is all scripted. Now, you all remember, or even know now, still to this day, how everyone likes to call Trump orange, and he's the orange man. It's a big thing with him, right? So I'm gonna break down how all that is scripted, how all of even stuff as simple as that is scripted, and it's through the number. Trump equals 88 in gematria. That's a big number right there, 88. And then orange man, right? Look at that. Orange man equals 88 as well in the same English ordinal cipher. Now, you're going to tell me that's coincidence. What are the odds of the derogatory term that's used against Trump being orange man equaling 88 and Trump, his last name, equaling 88? I mean, sooner or later, you're going to have to concede that this stuff, you have to at least be curious about it. And also look at that. Orange Man and Trump equals 83 in the Jewish ordinal cipher. Guess that's a coincidence too. I don't know. And then look, 47. Now understand 47, Trump's the 47th president and Orange Man equals 47. Here's something, and then Trump also equals 47 in the reverse ordinal cipher. I guess that's a coincidence as well. But going more into the Orange Man stuff, right? If you put in Orange Man bad, right? Orange Man bad equals 50, and we know Donald equals 50, right? So both of those equal 50 in the four base ciphers, right? And that's actually another derogatory term that people will say Orange Man bad. I mean, you can look that up. That's another verbatim a thing people will say Orange Man bad in reference to Trump. So both of those things coming out to 50 with his name, yeah, that's just more stuff to show you, right? Now, and then in the Jewish reduction, right? In the Jewish reduction cipher, Donald equals 47 in the Jewish ordinal cipher, my bad, equals 47. Just more stuff with 47. Trump's the 47th president. And then here's something else to look at, right? You know how all throughout the news, ever since Trump got in, everyone's calling him a Nazi. He's a Nazi. He's a Nazi. That's also in the number. Donald and Nazi equal 50. English ordinal, Donald equals 50. Nazi equals 50. English ordinal, 50. It also equals 23 in the full reduction cipher. Donald 23, Nazi 23. You see that overlap. You also see in the Frank Bacano cipher, Donald equals 99, Nazi equals 99. You also see in the Sumerian cipher, Donald equals 300, Nazi equals 300. So, once again, if you think all this is a coincidence, still at this point, and you're not at least curious about this knowledge, then I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't, because we're not done. So, like I said, that's a big thing with Trump, is calling him a Nazi, right? It's a very big thing calling him a Nazi. So it's not a coincidence that those things line up with his name down, because it's all part of the script. You have to understand, it's all encoded. Also, another big word they like to assign to Trump is he's a fascist, right? He's a fascist. He's a Nazi, he's a fascist, all this crap, right? Once again, fascist and Donald, right? Now look at this. Fascist equals 23. Donald equals 23. In the full reduction cipher, both of them equal 23. Not a coincidence, man. Not a coincidence. Also, to show more stuff, we know that, of course, obviously with all those things, he's called a racist a lot, right? They call him, he's a racist. Donald Trump's a racist. We look at Orange Man. We know that that's 47 in the reverse full reduction cipher. Racist is 47. And we know Donald equals 47 and Trump equals 47 as well. So you see how that all goes together, right? With the word racist, how everyone calls him a racist, and Orange Man, one of the derogatory terms for Donald Trump. Now, also, here's another thing. Trump was big on Twitter in his first term. Twitter equals 47. You know how he's the 47th president, right? So that's another thing to look at. Also, what's even funnier is, and he's not on Twitter like that anymore, but he's on this new social media platform, Truth Social. Guess what? You won't believe this. If you picked up on a pattern now, you probably already know what Truth Social is about to equal. Truth Social equals 47. What are the odds of that? Mr. 47, Donald Trump, full reduction cipher 47, Truth Social, the platform that he posts on all the time now, equals 47. And once again, that's the platform he's on now, but the platform he used to be on, Twitter, also equals 47. So what are the odds? Now that I've broken all this stuff down and presented all this information to you, this video more so is a curiosity tester. This is a test of your intelligence. This is what this video is. I was because I was figuring out. I was thinking of how I'm gonna go about this video, and I decided, you know what, I'm a really just throw this stuff out here, and those with brains are gonna pick it up. It's just that simple at this point. This is what we got to do. If you are intelligent, right? Because curiosity is a sign of intelligence. You will see what I've just presented before you, and you will be kind of curious because, that all adds up like that, all in reference to Trump. I can't make all those things equal 47. There's no way I can do that. I can't do that, bro. I can't, I can't put in, just any random word and have it come out to 47. I put Brown in there, just thinking of just random shit. Brown, 27. There's no 47 on here, dog. I don't know. I can put, I don't know, rank or some shit. Rank, whatever. 17, no 47. I can't just put in random words and just have it equal 47 like that. There's no way I could have done that. Do you understand this? This knowledge is deep knowledge. And if you want to know more about this, if you're curious and you want to know how this stuff works more, click the added channel, that I have in this video. Shout out to Zach. I don't think he's going to see this, but I have him added. Go check out his channel so you can see more evidence of this knowledge. Everything I just presented to you, mind you, that's just some basic stuff. I got some more mind-blowing stuff I can show in other videos. I just wanted to keep it simple because I wanted to go over the Black Ops 2 thing again. And I wanted to go into more stuff with Trump and show you how, just to get you thinking. That's really the whole mission of this video, is to get you thinking, right? And to show you how all of this stuff works. I can't make it all equal that. There's no way I can do that. It's not possible. This should make you think about what this stuff is. And even the Raul Menendez stuff that I showed you, right? Even that stuff, man. Even that stuff is something you should look into, because I'm not gonna show it again. I showed it, but even that should have you thinking, like, in reference to the video game. And you can look this up for yourself. I didn't make that name up and just put it there. So, I didn't make, no. Raul Menendez is the name of the antagonist of Black Ops 2. And Raul Menendez and Donald Trump have all that overlap. In 5 different ciphers, I believe it was. I can't make all that stuff equal that, bro. Do you understand? I cannot make that equal that. There's no way I can just do that. It's not how this works. So I'm gonna do a part 3 of the Black Ops 2 breakdown. I'm talking about Black Ops 3. Speaking of Black Ops 3, that is out. That's a game that's out too. I should probably do a decode on that one day, but that's a whole nother video, right? Looking into Black Ops 2 more is something I gotta do because I want to do my part 3. But I'm gonna have that video out later on down the line for sure. I gotta watch the campaign, look more into it, but understand that this knowledge is what the elites use. For the people who want to deny this knowledge and say it's all coincidence, you're an idiot. I just gotta keep it. I gotta keep it a stack with you. Also, I'm going to cook Andrew Wilson, bro. I'm going to cook Andrew Wilson because when he had his debate with Gematria Fake News, who I have added in this video, it really kind of showed his lack of intelligence. And I was gonna make a video earlier about it. It's been a while since that debate, but I'm gonna cook him because I have a lot of problems with how he was moving, because he doesn't really move that same way in reference to other things, right? I'll just keep it there for now. But I am gonna cook him in a video coming up. But you saw all this stuff I've shown you today. If you don't think that any of this stuff has any merit to it, then I don't know what to tell you, right? But it's good to be able to see this so you can spark some curiosity and really look more into this knowledge. But that's really all I gotta say for this video. Um, yeah, I'm out.